Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to do a video about something, that's near and dear to my heart because I've been there, and I think we've probably all been there, and that is the dreaded heartbreak. So, when the walls, the fairy tale walls come tumbling down, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're at the end of the road in something that you thought would be happily ever after. Um, you try to figure out a way to cope. That's what you do. It's like, okay, here I am, heartbroken. Whether it's just simply because you both came to a conclusion like this just isn't gonna work, or if that person was like Shady McGrady, and they out here cheating on you, doing something else, they ain't had no business doing. So, I just want to give y'all like something that works for me. Because you can even be heartbroken, and it was crazy. You can even be heartbroken in a situation where you're not even exclusive. Like you were in a situationship, you got yourself caught up in a dreaded situationship, and you wanted it to be more, they didn't, and here you are, heartbreak hotel, heartbreak party of one. So anyway, again, back to telling you how to cope, because when you're in love with someone, basically that person kind of like becomes an obsession in your brain. Like you get used to, you have those situationship rituals where you talk to them every day, whether that's texting or over the phone, if you're lucky. You think about them every day. Like you kind of base the way you move, around what that person is doing and how that person, how their day is. Like you kind of like compromise your day. Your actions and everything you're doing is kind of like you literally have built your world around that person. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're gone. And I've done research about this in the past, so I might be a little rusty because I haven't done it recently. But basically, when you're like in the throes of a new relationship, your body releases like hormones. I think, what is it? I think oxytocin is like the cuddle hormone, like, kind of create a closeness between you two. And then, of course, you got the serotonin going when you're feeling happy and being in a relationship. When it's all good, it's like the reward centers of your brain are like super lit up, so it's like, you start trying to think of everything, you kind of start doing things that make that other person happy because you want to continue to get that reward of them being pleased with you. And then ding, 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 the reward centers in your brain light up. Like, so basically when it's over, there's like a big empty space because you no longer have anything, what you had there as your center of focus, kind of like your anchor in your life, in your world, is no longer there. So it's kind of like you feel lost, and then you're diving off into the dark nights of the soul, and you're depressed and you're full of despair and all of that because it's like no more rewards. Reward system is like lights out, no lighting up. It's all dark. It's all bad. It's all bad. But this is some tricks here. These are 2 tricks that you can do to help you get through that, so that way you don't feel it so hard, or maybe it'll take the edge off, because I mean, it's a sad thing when you can no longer be with the person that you wanted to be with. So you do what you can. These are just 2 little tidbits of information that may help. So one is, let's see, the first one I would say is, this always helps me out. Like, and I guess because I'm an Aries, so part of me is like, got that fieriness, that spiciness, fierceness, when I need to have it. So uh and anger is, I guess I should say, not a foreign thing for me to feel. So let's say, someone has hurt me. I would rather be, I guess if you have like a hierarchy of emotions, I would rather be in anger than in like despair or depression. Because despair and depression, they have a much, much lower vibration than anger. Anger, like, okay, despair and depression, it's like everything's slow. You move slow. You're moping around. You're weeping and wailing. You crying in tears. Everything is like in slow motion. You're dragging. But anger is kind of like a surge of energy comes through. And so obviously you want to use it constructively. But so basically the way that I get from like the despair to the anger so that I can kind of jump into snap out of it action mode is I just imagine that person not giving one flying freak about what I'm doing, how I feel, what's going on in my life. And I imagine them just like off flirting with some girl they've probably been talking to on the side this whole time. Had her on the bench, you know what I'm saying, or just on warm. You know how like on the stove you have like the little low that you can put it on so it just kind of keeps it warm but never gets hot, never gets to that level. So I just imagine them laughing, joking, partying it up, getting it in. Wow. And then it just like I be like, hold on. It's like something clicks in my head. I'm like, hold on. That person doesn't even care about me being sad. Like, and then I get mad because I'm like, they're not even worried about me. Like, why am I sitting up here? Why in the world am I sitting up here moping around, feeling sad, even daring a tear to drop from my eye right now because I done got mad now. So it's like, do that to at least get yourself out of that first level of like despair and depression after a heartbreak. Just imagine them living it up and not caring because sadly, unfortunately, most of the time they're really not caring as much as you do or, as much as you have. So it's not too far-fetched. So just imagine that and bring yourself up, to the next higher level of frequency, of energy frequency. And then after that, the next thing is most of the time in life when something goes away, even like the universe, something goes away, it creates a vacuum or like a empty space that needs to be filled. Like that even happens with like, I don't know, black holes, other things in the universe. Like when something is taken away, the universe needs to fill it with something or it becomes like a vacuum or whatever. I know that's kind of like a, abstract example, but it's relevant. So same thing with your relationship. Now that that person has been taken away from you, you have to feel that obsession, that level of obsession with something. So also another thing, me being an Aries, we're very me focused, I should say. I focused, the two letters or the phrase that represents Aries is I am. So I just say replace your obsession that you have with that person and put that into the obsession that you have with yourself. So basically get into yourself, get into you. So get back to what things that you love, things that you enjoy, whether that's singing, dancing, songwriting, reading, going down rabbit holes on the internet, trying out new places to eat, getting, calling up friends, hit up friends you haven't talked to in a while. If you, have good friends and enjoy that, and definitely things that like a lot of us have like things that we have not completed yet that we want to complete. So those unfinished projects, get into it. Like go ahead and just immerse yourself into whatever it is that you want to do. Some people want to go back and get more schooling, or might want to get something like certificate, like real estate, become a real estate agent, as opposed to, you don't have to go back to get a degree for your school, whatever. But some people do. So whatever it is that you've been pushing off, whether you could be writing a book, you could be have an unfinished painting, that you're working on. You could be trying to put up a website for whatever business or service that you want to offer. Focus on doing the research, doing the footwork, become obsessed with bettering yourself. That's where that whole term revenge body comes from as well. Jump back in the gym, do some workout videos on YouTube. There's so many workout channels. There's something for everybody, whether it's yoga, which will also help you deal with your stress. So yeah, you have to replace the obsession that you had, and that kind of ritual an obsession you had with that person when they're no longer there. You have to replace it with something. So let it be something healthy. Whatever that might be, find the thing that makes you smile, that brings you joy, and do it. It's something different for all of us, but that's what you do. That's how you cope. That's how you make it through. And then next thing you know, here you are killing it, doing your thing, and the breakup wasn't that bad, and you start to think I'm kind of glad I'm not with that, douche anymore. You know what I'm saying? Forget Sir Douche a lot. Sir Douchery's out of here. You feel me? So that's what you do. Just kind of reprogram, rewire your brain to be obsessed with something else, with something better, with something more healthy, with something that furthers your life. And before you know it, you'll be checking out of the Heartbreak Hotel, baby. So that's all I wanted to share for today. Hopefully these 2 tips help, and much love to all the lovers out there. Mwah.